Welcome back to my mortgage channel. My name's Sarah Irons and I'm a mortgage broker of 16 years, last 4 doing commercial finance. I have a mortgage channel which brings you mortgage information and tips, not advice, and it's designed to share my knowledge with you to help you progress on your property journey, whatever that may be. You might be a first-time buyer, first-time landlord, or a big landlord with a big portfolio, buying commercial property, whatever it might be. I'm in the middle of my first series called Residential Home Back to Basics. I thought I'd start at the beginning and just share with you all the tips and information you're going to need to best prepare you to see a broker, prepare you to get a mortgage, prepare you for what the mortgage lenders are thinking, what they want to know, what they're going to ask for, just so that you're in the best place to get a mortgage as smoothly and pain-free and quickly as possible, because there is a lot of criteria now, and yeah, if hopefully you're using a broker to try and navigate your way through what is, quite a tricky market now. So this episode, there's 12 mini episodes, and this episode is about interest only versus repayment. So this is quite a common question that I get. Still a lot of people wonder if there's any interest only mortgages in the market. There are, but there is some tough criteria around them, so we don't use them a lot anymore. If that's for you and you'd like to know a bit more about how interest only works at the moment, then keep watching. Okay, interest only, what does that actually mean? So you've got a mortgage and you're just paying the interest on that mortgage. You're not actually repaying the debt. If you opt for capital repayment, it means you're paying the debt and the interest. So obviously there's always going to be interest to pay. That's the money that the lender will make for loaning you the money in the first place. Interest rates are very low at the moment, at an all-time low actually, so it is a good time to get onto the property market as far as rates go. Obviously we are at the top, maybe we're not at the top, but we're certainly at one of the peaks. How long that will last for, I'm not sure. There's always ups and downs, but anyway, you would be buying at the top end of the market if you were to buy now. Not saying that there aren't any deals out there, I'm sure there are, if you've got some unique ways of finding them, which I'll cover in another topic. Anyway, back to interest only. So this really did disappear quite a few years ago now. The FCA got involved and they were finding that a lot of older clients were getting to the end of their mortgage term and sort of becoming a mortgage prisoner because they weren't on repayments, they hadn't repaid the debt, they got to the end of their term, they were older and not working, so they then couldn't get a new mortgage and they were being forced to sell their homes that they were hoping to grow old and, basically retire in. And it just really wasn't a very nice situation. It wasn't nice to see. So anyway, there were other reasons as well, but interest only became quite difficult to get. Over time, it has become a little bit more flexible now, but the majority of lenders that offer interest only will allow you to take 50% of the mortgage on interest only and the rest on capital repayment. They do have normally 2 caveats. Normally they want you to have a minimum income, and that can be quite high, anywhere from sort of 150,000 for a joint application to 70,000 for a single application. And also on top of that, they want you to have a minimum equity. So in other words, the difference between the mortgage and the value of the property needs to meet normally 200,000 to 300,000. Now, over time, these rules have relaxed a little bit, and there are now a couple of lenders that don't have a minimum income and they do have just this equity requirement, but we're now seeing it down to about 150,000 equity, and there is one lender, maybe more actually, but one comes to mind, that will do 70% on interest only and then the rest up to 80% loan to value on capital repayment. So you've got 70% on interest only and then that extra 10% of the mortgage is on capital repayment. There's no minimum income and just £150,000 equity, so that's probably one of the most flexible. It wouldn't be the best rate on the market, but it is available. So if interest only is important to you, again, speak to a broker for them to try and find that mortgage for you if it's right for you. So there are a couple now that don't have a minimum income and just have this sort of lower equity amount of 150. So yeah, all is not lost. It is getting easier to have interest only. And personally, as a broker, I get a lot of comfort if the client has buy-to-lets or have owned other properties in the background and they have another means of repaying the debt, because, you know, we do have to have that conversation at the end of the mortgage. That debt won't have been repaid. Are you prepared to sell the property and trade down, which means move to a smaller property with a smaller mortgage? Or what are your plans for the end of that term? So as brokers, we're sort of much more aware and have these conversations. And yeah, we don't come across interest only on a residential basis a lot anymore. It's still the norm for a buy-to-let. That's a different animal altogether, which I'll cover in another video. Interest only on buy-to-let is expected. You can have capital repayment. It's not often we see that. But yeah, that's the norm. So these rules don't apply on buy-to-let, it is just on residential. And also on residential, if you've got a capital and repayment mortgage, the younger you are, then the longer you can stretch the term, because most lenders go to age 70 now, some 75 based on income. The longer the term, the cheaper the monthly payment. But on interest only, you're only paying the interest, so it doesn't matter if the term's 5 years or 25 years, the monthly payment's going to be the same. So that's something else to bear in mind. So hopefully that has helped a bit and sort of made you understand where the lenders are at the moment with interest only. It is possible, but yeah. Hopefully that's helped. Any questions, leave them below. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming back shortly with my next topic. So hope to see you soon. Thanks, bye.